Hey, what's up in YouTube land? Yep, another live journal I will be making. I haven't done a gaming video in a while, but I told you I would later. So, further ado, I'm going to be using my laptop and using my emulators that I have downloaded and installed onto it. Yeah, and I'm just going to be talking a bunch of randomness and all that. So, yeah, with further ado, I'm going to go on ahead and start this. Oh boy, what game are we going to play? Yeah, I haven't played my emulators in a while, so maybe I'll start with regular Super Mario Brothers, playing it on this emulator of mine. Oh man, I'm using a different controller. I forgot to control. I forgot to configure this. All right. Let me. Input is where I need to go. Okay. Huh. But anyway, I meant to go here. Okay, alright. Oh, have to go and do that. Whoa. Yeah, the fact that I'm nearsighted and all that, I kind of have a hard time. Select. Close, not clear. Yeah, I'm a little bit of a distance. Seems like I'm going to probably have to be getting new pairs of glasses every 6 months due to how much worse my vision seems to be getting. Okay. Excellent. Yep, we can play it now. Yeah, just leave the sound turned off since it's just a 8-bit game and need to talk for a little bit. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of rainy days here in Southwest Virginia. It's the rainiest summer I've ever had down here. Even when I was growing up in Chicago, I spent all my summers here, even before I officially moved back after leaving 4 months old. And boy, even in those days, I don't think it ever rained that much in the summer as it has this year. I tell you what. But yeah, it's good to know that I've already beat Resident Evil Village once before, and I'm playing my second round of it. And that I'll be doing some Resident Evil gaming later. It's also pretty cool to know that they're coming out with another version of Resident Evil Village. Those who probably wanted to experience it third person and play it similar to Resident Evil 4, as well as 6 and all that, I mean, they'd probably be into that, but I personally think the whole idea of playing Resident Evil Village in first person makes it scarier, more realistic and everything. So I don't think I'll ever get the gold edition unless it's the official version, because I plan on getting it digitally later, since right now I have Resident Evil Village in physical format. I still say it's a very great game nonetheless, though. I mean, next to Resident Evil 4, I'd say Resident Evil Village is my second favorite, a very close second to Resident Evil 4. A lot of the fans don't really seem like they're that amped up about the game, and they prefer Biohazard, which that's one I still haven't even played yet. But yeah. Yeah, I just go to Warp Zone 4 and try to get this a little rushed, I think. Yeah, and I just took my diabetic medication a little bit ago too. Metformin, 500 milligrams. Yeah, and according to my last doctor's visit, since they put me on the metformin and I was for a while drinking a lot of Atkins protein shakes, I lost about 21 pounds in 2 months. Yeah, and I also plan to do some more movie reviews and stuff too. My brother was here the other day, and we were actually talking about maybe doing a review on the actual movie Batman Forever. Maybe not like showing the visual, but just the audio and us like watching it and reacting, talking about the movie. Yeah, as well as I've got other movies in store. I definitely plan to review maybe every Star Wars movie of the trilogy and the prequels and even the new prequels, like The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and The Rise of Skywalker even. I haven't even seen Rise of Skywalker since the theater to this day, can you believe that? Even TNT and has played it. Yeah, and speaking of the channel TNT, I have been watching AEW Dynamite yet again, and I've been watching Raw and SmackDown too, and even AEW Rampage, I've been watching that. I think wrestling is getting a little better than it has in like quite a while. I'm not sure if it really stands out the way it did like even in 2016 to 19, but it's got quite a bit of good stuff in it, in for it, I think, and all that. The only thing I don't really care about much right now that's going on in WWE is that Austin Theory. Nah, too much of a show off. Yeah, and Vince McMahon ended up retiring too. Boy, I can't even believe that. Never, I thought it'd be until he died before he'd do that. But he willingly retires because of a lawsuit being pressed against him or something. On top of that, I've even heard rumors about, not WWE on the whole, but that Raw may go TV 14, and that it's USA's decision, but WWE hasn't really agreed. Triple H is in creative control, though, which I think is still awesome, and I think, like I said, recent weeks, I think Raw and SmackDown both have been pretty cool to watch. Then you have Gunter squaring off with Shinsuke Nakamura. Yeah. It was cool, you know, to know that he had a United States title reign and all that, and when he feuded with AJ Styles back in 2018, but back then he was the heel over the face. Now he's the face against Gunter. And Ludwig Kaiser, his protege. Yeah, and I tell you, Raquel Rodriguez and Aaliyah, boy, it's good to know that they may have a opportunity on their hands right now in terms of advancing in that women's tag team tournament. What do you know? I was originally gonna go to like that warp zone thing that goes over to like World 8, but I skipped over that. Oh man, knocked right into me. Yeah, and speaking of wrestling, I plan to get as much of. I'm not gonna do the whole Will PW and SSPW universe mode and uploading them all the rest of them, but I am gonna try to get as much as the wrestling version of myself, Rex the Fly. I plan on putting more of those. In fact, even showing some of my fictional sister, Sharitha, and her tag team partner, Lola Rosa. I have plans to do a lot with them too, or show what I have, doing some stuff with them, and yeah, I'm gonna try to like get like as much of that as uploaded as possible. Not it on the whole like I was originally planning, but it's too bad AEW Fight Forever is gonna have a simplified creative wrestler system, so I may not be able to put my wrestling character Rex the Fly, who's a wrestling replica of myself if I were a wrestler. A lot of you may have already knew that, but I don't plan on, I possibly won't be able to do that in AEW Fight Forever, so I may have to wait until 2K23 to do that. I still haven't even bought 2K22 yet. I haven't bought in a wrestling game since 2K20, which was probably one of the biggest failures of all wrestling games. And it really did glitch a lot, but it was cool that they brought back the mixed tag for the Xbox One and PS4, because it seemed like even like when it came to 2K16, 17, 18 even, they excluded mixed tag match. The only disappointment on the mixed tag on 2K20 though, compared to like those previous gens, like even on 2K15, 16, it seemed like the mixed gens were a lot more unpredictable in comparison. I mean, they were unpredictable enough on like the 360 and PS3, but it seemed like on the 2K20 when they brought back mixed gender, it seemed like those mixed gen tags were a lot more unpredictable and they didn't really play out correctly, especially if you were to simulate the match. Crazy. There was a lot of talk about WWE wanting to part ways with 2K and like move to like EA, but EA probably wouldn't have been the best, but it would have been possibly better than just staying with 2K at least. You know, from my point of view. But I think 2K's decided to hold on to them, and not to mention those NBA 2K, which are a lot more successful than the wrestling ones. 2K23, they got Michael Jordan edition because of his number 23. Yeah, when we get into 2045, there'll probably be another Michael Jordan version. Because of the number 45, that was Michael Jordan's other number, too. Yeah, and Kobe Bryant had 24 and 8. Yeah, but I think Kobe Bryant's birthday was August 24th, and I think that's kind of the idea of that. World 6, Level 3, black and white. Gives it a unique look compared to like all those others. Oh man. Well, I guess now I'll go on ahead and just load up my Super Nintendo SNES emulator, the ZSNES. Now that people are kind of like more into that RetroArch thing, people pretty much forgotten all about this emulator, but I still think emulators for a laptop or PC, so can't complain there. Yeah, I've already configured this one. Yeah, because I'm using my other Xbox One controller for this. For a while, I was using my black one, but I kind of figured I had a little bit of a mishap with the cord to this one too, so I thought not use it on my Xbox Series X or Xbox One S, because I clip my nails a lot, even a lot more than I even really need to have to. And I'm gonna play Hyperzone. I tell you, this is like one of the best games on the Super Nintendo. It's too bad it's underappreciated too. I mean, this is like a really super fun game, and it really is memorable too. One of the first ones to come out on the Super Nintendo. The Super Nintendo came out in fall of '91. To this day, remains the best Nintendo of them all. It's got such an incredible library, and it only lasted 5 years, and it was that successful. Arguably, probably had more recognition over the Genesis. And of course, the whole idea of Super Nintendo pretty much discontinuing in 1996, early 97s, because the PlayStation was out, and Nintendo all of a sudden wanted to compete with PlayStation, as well as that Sega was already doing it with the Saturn. Therefore, they made the N64. I don't have an N64 emulator on this laptop as of right now. I mean, I've had it a few times, but the one I had was a little bit buggy. I need to download another version of Project 64 if I can find one, and do that on my desktop later. If I can get it hooked back, if I can have the time to plug it back into my router later. I have to move it because I have it here in this bedroom, and I have to move it out there to the den. It's just a lot of work. I mean, I move stuff around my apartment pretty frequently. But yeah, this Hyperzone game, yeah, it's definitely like a mixed bag between Gelga and F-Zero. And unlike F-Zero, they even added like a shooter feature to it, which makes it very fun. And it's so futuristic too, you know, because you're on a hovercraft and you're like on distant worlds and other parts of the galaxy, like the solar system, like light years away from Earth. And since it's my dream to space travel even right now, I mean, I could really get into this game just because of that aspect of it. Yeah, and then later I gotta mop my bathroom floor and my kitchen floor. I'm gonna probably do that after lunch. And now we're in the frying pan. Yeah, this is an incredible game. I mean, I even had the cartridge of this when I was a kid, and I used to love to play it a lot. Only back then, I was lucky if I could even make it to the third level, I remembered, for the longest time. But now I play this game as an adult, and I beat it the bulk of the time I play it now. It's incredible. On Nintendo Switch Online, I mean, the Super Nintendo, they have such a huge library of Super Nintendo games. I wonder if they'll ever add this one to it. If they did, I wouldn't be shocked. It'd be cool to experience this game, because they did add Super Soccer to that list, and Super Soccer, that's a very good sports and even Super Nintendo game in general. So if they added that, they may add this at some point. That'd be cool. Be cool to play this on the Switch. And then like HD/4K quality. If you had like a Nintendo Switch OLED, you could play it in 4K, which would be pretty cool. Okay, we gotta fight this fire beast. I'll admit, some of these bosses don't really look that threatening, though. About to lose a life already, oh boy. Gosh, come on, stop shooting at me, oh. Yeah, I have been sort of binge watching that Daredevil series on Disney Plus that was on Netflix. Yeah, it's getting pretty interesting so far. I'm already almost done with the first season, and when I'm like maybe 5 episodes into the second season, I'm going to start that Punisher series early and overlap it with Daredevil. It's pretty amazing. It's the 18th of August, and this morning, it is incredible because it was like 58 degrees and already starting to feel like a fall morning in the, August. Because usually I didn't think that really happened until like a month later, but I guess at the same time, we're kind of approaching fall to some extent now, so. Well, one thing's for sure, if it kind of started out like that, probably won't get as much rain now, because boy, I've gotten too much more rain than I could even muster. I think pretty much everybody who lives around here has. I don't mind if it rains some, but I guess that's kind of better than it being too hot, though, when you get right down to it. Oh man, I was in that reloading help and I got hit. Oh boy. Yeah, like a week ago I didn't even really eat anything, but except for a bacon and cheese omelet and some peanuts and some or like some nab crackers. Yeah, it wasn't peanuts; it was nab crackers. And from where I went an entire day without eating next to nothing, I ended up eating like loads of sugar, like Trix and all that, Trix cereal. Yeah, as well as the fact that I even ate cheeseburgers with non-keto buns and everything, and that's bad for a diabetic diet, but I kind of thought I'd just knock myself out because I think from where I hardly ate anything, it probably would have lowered my sugar anyway. But now I'm back to my diabetic diet pretty much, so. Oh crap! Beat me right there. I'm also really looking forward to Gotham Knights and Marvel Midnight Suns. Yeah, where you play as originally. Apparently, that original character is supposed to be called the Hunter, and you control her fate and destiny in the Marvel world, I guess. Yeah, we'll just have to find out. I'm gonna buy the game on day one, and I'll probably do a video of me, like reviewing it and all that. I also plan on getting me a physical copy of Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge for my Nintendo Switch. I've already got it digitally on the Xbox, but I plan on getting it on the Switch. But I would like to have like a physical copy of it, since I got a physical copy of Ninja Turtles 4, Turtles in Time on the Super Nintendo, and I even have a physical copy of the arcade game, and even the original one that gets a bad rep because they made it too hard. To this day, I still can't even beat that one. Even if I were to like enter cheats, I probably still couldn't beat it. Then again, maybe I could, but I'm not gonna look into that today, though. This is my favorite level of the whole game here, is the Hyper Zone. I love the blue background. It looks like a cloudy day in the middle of fall or like winter and all that, where you see like little hints of blue in the sky. Boy, it always looks comfortable. This in a sunset, it'd have been cool. Just, you know, the icing on the cake, and they had a sunset level in this game, but I guess the developers just didn't have time. Oh man. Crap, no. Oh, goodness. Oh. Luckily enough, I earned an extra life from that previous level. I'd have got game over right there if that had been the case. Boy. Not having much luck here, but we kind of need to make this a little brief anyway, though. Oh, what do you know? That was close. I almost ended up getting defeated by the boss there. Alright, I guess we'll play something else for the time being. Alright. Look for another game. Alright, the other game I'm gonna play. Play Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, the Super Nintendo version, which isn't nearly as good or appealing as the Genesis one, but it's still, I mean, it's the first Power Ranger game on the Super Nintendo to feature Tommy, so I guess in a way it kind of deserves credit. Yeah, because Tommy wasn't even in the original Power Ranger game because he was the Green Ranger at the time, and Sega Genesis had the exclusive rights to Green Ranger. Super Nintendo couldn't have the Green Ranger, but luckily enough they had the even better, more superior White Ranger though, because it seemed like when Tommy became the White Ranger, he led the team in many aspects. Because I think it makes perfect sense, too, because it seems like Rocky, although being recruited as the new Red Ranger, he didn't have as good of leadership qualities as Tommy did. But even compared to Jason, Tommy wasn't really the bestest leader, but he was still a pretty good one, though. I have a cheat on too, because when you play this game without activating an invincibility cheat, you get hit 5 times. It's doomsday. It's Morphin time. Tiger Sword. That's another thing that they added in this one compared to the original one that just had like the 5 Rangers without the Green Ranger pre Green Ranger series days, where you can morph like whenever in the game, while in the first one you had to wait till the until you finish the first half of a level before the Ranger would morph into its Power Ranger form. Kind of looks like a food bank or a flea market rather than an actual supermarket. The way they designed it. Yeah, I know, and it's like they put Putty Patrol in this instead of the Ooze Men. It's like, man, what were they thinking? Crap, it fell right on me. Oh. Alright, getting close to the boss. Mirror Maniac, yeah, him and the Mirror Master from DC Comics would get along. Yeah, the Flash Rogue, or villain, whatever. Oh man, I couldn't counter that attack that time. Huh, that was too simple. I guess we'll just stick with the man Tommy Oliver for this game. Yeah, kind of amazing on how you're on one of those boats at the beginning. Looks like something that Crockett from Miami Vice would own or live on. The only thing missing is a alligator. Alright, there we go. It's Morphin time. White Tiger Sword. Yeah, this game is more like the show compared to the movie, unlike the Genesis version, which was obviously more in common with the movie, but it had like a flashback from the show. Which is kind of funny because it's already been said that the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie with Ivan Ooze, wasn't canon to the show, but yet it seems like the games based on the movie are linked. Oh, great. Yeah, I lost a wife. And now we gotta avoid all this. Yeah, I gotta find old Cannon Top at this part of the game. Okay. Yeah, even with the cheat code, I can't really morph here. Crap! What do you know? Oh man, boy, I fell right in there, boy. Look out below! Oh boy. Alright. Yeah, see what I was talking about. I don't need to morph until the end of this level because I couldn't collect enough of those like lightning bolts. Even though I tried, ended up falling into a precipice. Now I don't have any lives left. It's crazy. Okay. I guess I'm going to play a little bit of something else, and I guess Super Star Wars Return of the Jedi, and I have a cheat code active, so this should actually be pretty fun. Oh, well, what the heck am I doing with this? Yeah, but then again, yeah, because the game still does get pretty hard. I forgot about that. Yeah, especially when you have to, like, chase those swooper, or, like, those sniper, troopers on Endor when you get past the, Jabba's palace. I'm just going ahead and just... I don't know if I'll end up playing this whole game or not, but... Still, this is a Super Nintendo game based off of my favorite Star Wars movie of all time. Return of the Jedi. I personally like it a whole lot better than The Empire Strikes Back, and you know, the thing about The Empire Strikes Back though is that it has that like really deep, horrible, sad ending. Well, Return of the Jedi has a very peaceful, happy ending. Yeah, not to mention the original version has the Ewok theme, Yub Nub. Not to mention, you know, this game came out in 1994, and that's when George Lucas already started Menace, which would come out 5 years after that. Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm really not this bad at the game. I was just talking. Oh, I kind of lost my focus there. I don't understand why they even really had to add this to the game anyway. This is part of the game that's a little bit of a peeve. Because they could have just started it off where the next level. As dawn approaches, Luke, Leia, and Chewie begin to climb the mountainside towards the palace of Jabba the Hutt to rescue Han Solo. Alright. It's actually pretty cool in this one that they did a better job designing Luke in it, because in Super Empire Strikes Back, I mean, they made Luke look the same as he did in A New Hope, while even in Empire Strikes Back, he already pretty much had a similar look to Return of the Jedi, because Mark Hamill was older by then. His hair wasn't as vibrantly blonde as it used to be. It was like kind of turning brown. You gotta give Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker credit because he voices the Joker too. Hey, Patsy! Yeah, and like I said, on my episodes of movie reviews, I'm going to be reviewing every Star Wars movie. I'll probably even review Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, which I think is actually a pretty good movie. But sometimes, even if it had never come out, even the mystery behind everything would have been just as cool. Oh boy. Battery's running low, come on. I have this thing plugged in, don't I? Thought I had this thing plugged in. Boy. Yeah, it's plugged in now, but I don't know how the heck it got out of there. But anyway. I've had this laptop for a couple of years too, go figure. And I've given it lots of use. I give it more use than my desktop, which is getting old, which in a few years or so I may possibly try to work on selling it. If I can get me a hard drive to put a lot of my stuff onto it. Just kind of bites that I lost a lot of stuff I had on there before that, though, because I tried downloading the RetroArch on it to fail epically at it. Yeah, it's kind of weird how it say, yeah, somehow, some way the cord that I had this plugged into, I think, let me just make sure that I've got it plugged in. Yeah, the green light's on. I don't know how that happened a minute ago, though. It's like, just fell right out of there. Ah, boy. But since I got a lot of cleaning up to do and stuff to do with work, I'm probably not going to have time to play a whole game today anyway. This is just like going to my random one. And at some point I'm going to have to get more batteries for this digital camera of mine. Just a whole bunch of stuff there from... It's also pretty cool compared to Super Empire Strikes Back that you automatically come with like the force abilities, like the freeze attack, for instance. Yeah, see, check that out. Gotta fight Bib Fortuna. Kind of amazing at the end of Mandalorian season 2. He put on a lot of weight and all that. He kind of looked like he may even have eaten a hut or something too to get that big. Yeah, and who'd have thought Boba Fett would have been the end of him? I mean, I knew he survived in Return of the Jedi, and that he must have somehow escaped the sail barge before it exploded. Half the time, I even often wonder if he was even completely loyal to Jabba in the first place. But anyway, I guess this will conclude it for the vlog of August 18th, 2022. And I'll be back later with some more of these and even some movie reviews and such. Anyway, I'm out.